Hey guys, this is Jella and welcome back to my channel. So we are continuing the No Gamepass Mall series, and for this part 8, we will be making TOBY'S sports store. This is a famous sports store in SM malls here in the Philippines that sells sports shoes, sportswear, gym outfits, gym bags, and other training equipments. So right now I am adding this thick pillars on the corners of the shop. And this shop is 8 by 8 squares, so it is quite long compared to the other shops in this mall. I opted to make this sports store longer since that is how it usually looks like in a mall outlet. I used the delete undo technique so we can place walls in the pillars without having any Gamepass. So if you guys are wondering how I added those pillars or how I managed to place items close to each other, even though I don't have a Gamepass in this account, this is the technique we need to do. And for the entrance, we will use the garage door frame again like the rest of the stores we did before. And since the theme of TOBY'S Sports is white and blue, I will make the walls and door frame to blue as well by copying the color of the pillars. I also added ceiling trims to cover some roof trims from glitching inside. Then I added another opening from the other side of the store. For this empty space, I didn't know what to put, so I added this clear window so the products we are selling can be seen from this side as well. And since there is an empty space below, we will add a long frame where we will put a sale decal poster. So I adjusted the windows a bit higher so we can place this two frames side by side. And I just did the delete undo technique to make them closer together. As for the flooring, I just made the texture and color to grayish, but I will change the flooring to a tile and lighter shade later on by the end of the build. As of this moment, I just didn't know what flooring should I use and what texture would look good. So if you're copying this, just leave the flooring for now and change it later, or just add whichever you would like. For the interior walls, the half side was plain blue and the other half I made is black with this texture since most of the sports store have a black wall color when they display the sports shoes and other products. For the counter, we will just use the plain counter and put it in the center. I also copied the cash register from the other shop and I added a large painting in the center where we will also put the logo. I didn't know what to do first, so let's just add some clothing cabinets on the right side. And I'm using this industrial closet, which I just changed the wood color to linen, and the clothes you can change whichever shade of color you like. I am making it to a brighter and bluish shades since most gym outfits are bright colors except for black and white hee. Now for this wall, we will add some sports equipment, and I am just placing down some items that I will be adding here like the basketball and yoga mats as well as the kettlebell. Most sports store have this wall display with lots of basketballs and volleyballs, but since we do not have a volleyball, we will just pretend that the other ball is for volleyball and I'm gonna change the colors later on. I used the oak shelf and recolored it the same as the wall so it would camouflage. So this are the shelf for the volleyball and then I'm gonna add more shelf above for the basketball. It would be easier if you duplicate it after placing it on the shelf. But whichever is easier for you and how you build also makes a difference in the expenses since it would cost differently when you duplicate and then recolor one by one compared to coloring it then duplicating. Now let's add another shelving unit for the yoga mats and I'm gonna change the colors and textures of the mats. I'm gonna fast forward this part since you can choose which texture and color the yoga mats you want to place here. And as for the kettlebell, I wanted to place it in a cubby shelf but it says error. Then I tried placing it on an oak shelf instead, and it still says error. So I think that the kettlebell is supposed to stay by the floor, or is it just because of the No Gamepass account? As for space, I just used it to add gym bags which I copied from the clothing store beside it. I am gonna change the color and texture of the bags as well. And I left the kettlebell on the bottom part and also added a floor sign beside it where we will put a sale ad. I was supposed to add a punching bag on the corner, but it would look awkward because it is also another entrance of the shop, so I decided the floor sign would be enough. And in every sports store there is a bench in the middle which I recolored the sit itself to black and the base wood to a darker shade. Now let's add the sports shoes display wall. And I wanted to put the displays here in the front entrance since it would attract more customers coming inside the shop. So we will use the oak shelf again, and as for the shoes, we will use the slippers in game. Let's pretend that this are sports shoes for running and basketball. I think it would look better once we fill up this wall with all the shoe display. I'm just gonna fast forward this part of me filling up this wall with the shoe display. I made the texture of some shoes to a striped material to make it look like Adidas shoe brand hehe. But you can choose which material you would like to use. I'm gonna duplicate this shelf and layer the wall first, then change the colors of the other shoes so it would look like a different shoe model. I'm gonna repeat it on the other side as well. I just made the shelves alternate color so it would not look too repetitive. Anyways, for today's comment shout out from our subscriber at Seoyoon. I hope I pronounced your username correctly, hehe. Thank you for supporting this channel. Anyways, I moved the cash register counter to the left side since we cannot add more shoe display shelves. I'm just gonna use the space on the right side to add more gym outfits. Since the right side got a bit wider, we will add another bench for sitting. And now for the last part of the shop, I got tired and just added more clothing racks, hehe. I also copied the folded clothes from the other shop and placed it in between the clothing racks. So these are all for sale gym outfits, varsity uniforms, shorts, swimwear, towels, and other sports-related clothing. I also added some posters above. Then I copied the bench sits and added it near the shoe displays since we need a lot of sitting area when trying on shoes. I forgot we need a mirror and I think this floor mirror is not fitting this area, so I just moved it to the clothing side later on. And I remembered that the mirrors for the shoes are always below, so we will use the long frame as a mirror instead. So I moved the shelves higher to leave a space below for the long mirror. The counter was empty, so I added a box, and let's pretend that it is a shoe box, hehe. We can't resize it since we do not have any Gamepass, but if you have an advanced placing Gamepass, you can resize this box to make it look like a shoe box. I also added a stool for the staff to sit on, and then I placed a basketball shoe on the counter for additional details, hehe. I also added another floor sign where we will place in the entrance part. And like we did for the previous shop logos in the front, we will do the delete undo technique by deleting the door frame and dragging a long frame in the middle part to look like it is hanging. We are almost done, and now let's add some lights by using the ceiling lights and also the industrial light in the middle. And as I mentioned earlier, I will be changing the flooring to a tile and lighter color shade since the grayish color looks dark for me with our black wall. If you like to use this decals, you can pause the video to copy the codes. And part 8 in our No Gamepass mall is done. This is the TOBY'S sports store here at our SM mall. And if you are a Filipino or you live in the Philippines, you will definitely know that this is an SM mall, hehe. So right now the total plot value is $187,876. And this is a no Gamepass build, so if you don't have any Gamepasses and you want to build a mall, then this is for you. We still have a lot to go since we have 7 more parts left to build. We really need a lot of money to build, hehe. So yeah, this is right next to the bench store, and this is the front entrance, but we also have a side entrance over here. So as you enter, you can see all the display of sports shoes, and we have a lot of choices. There is also a mirror on the bottom part so you can see the shoes you are wearing. If you like to try on the shoes, we have some benches that you can sit on and more onto the other side. So these are some sportswear that is on sale. We have workout gym outfits and other training wear. This is the counter and cash register. So we have here a box of basketball shoes, and this is where the cashier staff would sit. And over here we have more gym outfits that are branded and high-quality wear. So this is usually regular price and newly delivered. And here are some sports and training equipments. We have basketball and volleyball, yoga mats, gym bags, and kettlebell. So yeah, that is TOBY'S sports store. Thank you guys for watching this video up until the end. We still have a lot of stores to go, and I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to upload as much as I wanted to. I am quite busy and I was not feeling well for the past 2 weeks, so all the videos that I made before are pre-recorded, and I just couldn't edit it out. This video was also recorded last week, and I just couldn't edit this past few days. So this was made a week before the update came. I hope you guys would continue to support me despite my busy schedule. I would appreciate your support by giving this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also click on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest videos I upload. Let's hit 10,000 subs before 2024 ends. I hope you are all safe and well. Classes are back, so make sure to study and rest as well. Love you all and take care. See you on my next video.